Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I had a subscriber ask a question, which I'll flip in here, and he basically goes, Jason, could you talk about knee wraps and the idiots who promote people wearing them? So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skill at my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Alright, it's been a while since I've made a video about knee wraps. Apparently it's been long enough time that people are asking me to cover it again. So, that being said, what's my take on knee wraps? I don't think anyone should ever wear knee wraps who is not going to compete with knee wraps in a powerlifting meet. I'm going to get into why in a minute. Now, some people have said, you make that sort of statement, but didn't you have some videos with some wraps up for a while? Yes, I did. I was also planning on competing with knee wraps. I was messing around with single ply equip lifting for a little while. Some of my friends were doing it. They talked me into doing it with them. We were going to do some meets later. I did it for a few months, and then I decided to go back to purely raw. I didn't like the idea of it. I just wasn't comfortable with equip lifting. I really didn't like the idea. The more I got around it, just like, no, I want to just do raw. I think raw is the way forward. I think it's the way to go. I think it's the way to train. I'm just not a big fan of equip lifting. When I've judged meets with equip lifters, I judge them fairly, exactly by the rules when I've been a referee, but I'm just not a big fan personally. And that includes knee wraps. Now, the thing is with knee wraps, you get a lot of people who are like, well, I wear them for safety. That's a really bad idea. How are knee wraps going to create safety for you? A lot of people say, well, they seem to reduce pain. So you reduce pain that you're feeling in a joint by cutting off the circulation until it goes numb. I want you to think about that for a moment. You feel pain for a reason. All right, if you're feeling pain in your knees, same thing, people will wrap their elbows and stuff up too, or put elbow sleeves and everything on for the same reason. If you're feeling pain in your joints or connective tissue when you train, don't do anything to numb the pain. You need to figure out what's causing the pain, because you're doing something wrong. Your workloads are incorrect, your technique is incorrect, you are doing something wrong with your training. When you feel pain, and I don't mean burning, you know, we get burning, okay? There's a different sort of pain you get from fatigue. But when you feel sharp pains or throbbing pains anywhere in your body, that is your body's way of saying, hey, you dumbass, stop doing what you're doing. I'm going to re-say that again. If you feel sharp pains from anything in your body that you do anywhere, anytime, no matter what it is, whether it's a gym or in the woods or in your garage or anything that you do, when you feel sharp pains, that is your body's way of saying, hey, you stupid dumbass, stop doing what you're doing. That is what your body's telling you. Because you're clearly too dumb to know that you're hurting yourself. So your body is saying, hey, stop it. All right, it's real simple. So if you're feeling pain in your joints, you have a warning switch in your body saying, stop doing this. This is hurting you. So people's response is, I'm going to wrap it up and make it numb so it won't hurt, so I don't have to hear that message anymore from my body calling me a dumbass, and to stop doing this because I'm inflicting damage upon myself that may not be repairable. Now, I want someone to step back and think about that. You just turned off your body's signal telling you you're stupid, and to stop doing something, that you're hurting yourself. You're injuring yourself. You're inflicting harm to yourself. That's your body's warning. That's what pain like that is for. That's why we experience pain. It's a warning sign to stop doing something. It's bad. So you're going to turn the signal off. If you do that, you really are stupid. Think upon that. Now, some guys are saying, did you just call me stupid? Yes, I did. I did. You just turned off your body's signal by numbing an area in your body so that you can continue to do the thing that's causing you pain without it hurting anymore. So you don't have to listen to your body telling you that you're going to snap something. That is as dumb as you stabbing yourself with a nice pick in the leg and going, oh, that hurt. Let me put a bunch of painkillers on there. Let me put a painkiller, inject a painkiller in there so I can stab myself harder, because it hurt too much for me to do it again. That's the level of stupid you're dealing with. Guys, come on. And there's people out there promoting this and telling people put these wraps on and stuff to help with your pain. Seriously? The guy has it right. The idiots who are promoting it. All right, this is the blind leading the blind. This is the blind leading the blind. This is the morons teaching other people to be stupid. Don't do this. Now, if you're feeling pain, the last thing you want to do is blunt it. You need to step back and go, what am I doing to myself that's causing this? I need to change something. This isn't smart. Now, here's the problem. Number one, you're wrapping it up so that you can continue to inflict further trauma upon yourself that is going to probably injure you eventually, right? That's one problem. How about the fact that the wraps themselves, there's some data out there that shows that the knee wraps themselves actually cause their own form of damage to your knee joint. They cause their own form of damage to your knee joint on their own. So you're going to use them to numb the pain of the damage you're causing. And in addition to that, you're going to inflict a secondary type of damage to your joint. Then people wonder why there's so many guys who weightlifted, and weightlifting is supposed to be an activity that keeps you young. It's supposed to be an activity that preserves your joints and bones and muscles. When it's done properly, that's what happens. Your joints last longer. Your bones last longer. All these things in your body last longer into your old age when you weight train correctly. It's one of the healthiest things you can possibly do for your body in the long term. It's one of the best things you can possibly do. It's on that list of the top 3 or 4 that you could possibly do for your body. Yet you see so many guys who are like, yeah, I used to lift heavy, I used to be jacked, I used to be buffed until I got hurt. Until I hurt my knees. I was an adventurer like you till I took an arrow to the knee. Oh, I damaged my shoulders. I damaged my shoulder joint, my rotator cuffs. And then they don't work out anymore. Why do you think there's so many of those? Because they're stupid idiots telling people stuff like, oh, if your joints just hurt, wrap them up tight. Put a tight sleeve on them. Wrap them up. That's why there's so many of these guys. This sort of stupid advice gets people hurt. What is the point of a knee wrap? So you can lift more weight? When you use knee wraps, you can squat more. Now people say that's not true. You can't squat that much more. Oh yeah, you can. First of all, look at the biomechanics of it. It's impossible that it doesn't add weight because you've wrapped the knee with an elastic thing. Look at the way the knee bends, right? The knee bends back here. You're compressing an elastic wrap at the base of the joint. Look where how much leverage is right there. You're adding pounds to your squat because you compress that and it springs you back up out of the bottom. The bottom of the squat's the hardest part. It's like a spring compressed. Number 2, you want proof? Look at the record differences between raw with no wraps and raw with wraps in powerlifting. Now, some people say, well, those are different guys. Not always. Dan Green, in the same weight class, set a squat record raw without wraps and in the raw with wraps category. They're like 100 pounds apart. So the same guy is the raw record holder in one weight class, puts on knee wraps and sets the record for knee wraps also, and there's 100 pounds different. He's the record holder in both. Now, granted, that's an extreme example because he squats a lot. So a really strong squatter can get up to 100 pounds out of him. There's your proof. That is absolute proof. He does. Not saying you're going to get 100 pounds. You might only get 50 pounds. You might only get 40 pounds. But you're going to get pounds out of it. The point of knee wraps is to make you stronger out of the bottom of the squat because you're storing energy in the wraps. The wraps help you lift out of the bottom when your muscles aren't strong enough to lift that weight out of the bottom. Gives you a little more oomph. Helps get you accelerating faster. That's what they do. They're there to help you squat more weight. They actually, from an injury perspective, are one of the worst things you can do. From a performance perspective, if you're allowed to use them in your competition, they give you a clear advantage. However, from an injury prevention, they will have a higher risk of harming you in the long term. So, there's no reason to use them because they allow you not to lift more weight with your muscles, but it allows the wraps themselves to accelerate and get you started so that you can lift more weight using the wraps to get you started because you don't have quite the muscle strength to do so. All right, they're not going to make you bigger or stronger. They're not going to make you bigger or stronger any more than using a bench shirt's going to make your chest bigger. However, they will hurt you. They do have a much higher injury risk due to the reasons that I broke down. So if you don't compete with them, don't wear them. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.